The initial petition was filed by the social worker. She was from Ford Hospital. The social worker knew that the conservator was an attorney, but not a CPA. And she introduced me to who is now my conservator. Well, I had not even asked the social worker for anything like this. She gathered through some of the things I told her that I might be considerably wealthy. She expressed to me that my largest asset, my home care agency, which brings in, at the time, in the lower single-digit millions, would probably be a good idea to have it audited since I was not there to manage it. They never were. And she also bills as a fiduciary and as an attorney, which are two separate amounts. The attorney is $250 an hour, and the fiduciary is considerably less. However, I found that for the same item, I was billed, she billed me as a fiduciary and also as an attorney. Per the code law of the state of Michigan for guardians and conservators, that I am allowed to have whoever I want be a conservator or a guardian. And I have not wanted Lynn Mason to be my conservator right from the very beginning, because first of all, she lied to me, and I signed papers, and the papers I signed for her to do an audit were actually papers which put me in a adult foster care home, combination nursing home, combination hospice, that was dirty for the rest of my life. I spent a year in a bedbug infested, smelly, dirty place where there were only 2 staff for 30 people, and many of these people were in wheelchairs, incontinent, and I ended up having to take care of them. But I fell into a depression that was so severe. I had an attorney petition the court to come on my case. Went to the hearing for that, and the guardian that I had, who was chosen by Lynn Mason to be my guardian, she also had 400 wards, and I had met some of the wards that she has in that same facility. And the only thing wrong with them was that all 3 of them were veterans, and all 3 of them had worked for one of the big 3. So they had incomes of about $8,000 a piece. One of them had fallen in the bathtub and had to be hospitalized. Once a person enters the system, like is hospitalized, and it is found out what their incomes are, there is a high risk that they are going to be what's called guardianized and placed in a facility for the rest of their life and receive only a small allowance per month to purchase personal items. Initially, the conservator was also the guardian, but she wanted this other person to be guardian because that person, she knew, would put me away for the rest of my life. When my attorney came on to the hearing to be another attorney on the case, that guardian immediately resigned 5 minutes before the case started because she knew that she was about to be exposed. And that is the reason that I'm out in the free world, but I am far from being free. I am not free, and I have no rights. I get paid just about enough money to maybe pay somebody to drive me somewhere, or maybe go to McDonald's, not much more. I make approximately, with all of my investments, real estate, my drip accounts, my securities, my Social Security, it is $30,000 plus, and I get from that $700 a month. I want to have control of my life. I want to wake up in the morning without dread and fear and anxiety that any moment I could be put back in that human warehouse that removes all human dignity and has cost me my life. I will never be the same again. But I know 70 is not old. I feel like I could do anything right now, except for the fact that when there's a knock on the door, I hide in the closet.